the heart of a vibrant community in South Africa's City of Gold, a thrilling project unfolds. BGTN is joining hands with the nation's Homeless Talk newspaper. Established 30 years ago, just as South Africa heralded in the democracy and marked the end of apartheid, the newspaper Homeless Talk was set up. Mainly funded by donations and grants, it was the initiative of the Johannesburg Trust for the Homeless.
The newspaper is a platform to help the homeless people and the unemployed people. As we see now that the unemployment situation is very high, and most people, they get no jobs. Mostly the people who have not get much education. Yes, it's very tough for them. So we help them to make a living.
Homeless Talk successfully highlights issues of poverty and neglect, while empowering hundreds of vendors through employment. BGTN, along with local newspapers, provides valuable training for aspiring journalists, practical experience, networking opportunities, mentorship, and a chance to develop a diverse skill set while serving their communities is the vision of the paper. Homeless Talk has helped shape the future of many, especially the layout designer, Sindisiwe Dlamini. She has been fully trained by the newspaper and hopes that studying further as a graphic designer will open new career opportunities for her.
Mr. Luke sent me stories via email, so I'm the one who has to arrange whether I put the pic this side or that side. I started in 2018 as a data capturer. It's very exciting for me because at the moment I'm unemployed, so I just feel like I'm employed. And I enjoy doing this work so much. I even decided to do a course on graphic design. Yeah, the challenges that we are facing right now is money. Right now we need sponsors to sponsor us with a shelter because now we are paying rent and we're not earning much for rent. Street vendors need some BVs, name tags, because customers are complaining. So we need like people who can sponsor us.
Sandton, known as Africa's richest square mile, is where we find Justice, a Homeless Talk vendor. This is not his real name, and he asked not to show his face. Typically, his day starts at 6 a.m. and until 3 in the afternoon, he tries to sell the newspaper to motorists. But his work has become much more difficult, with his earning potential at an all-time low. From once selling 400 copies a month, he now barely manages to sell a quarter of that number.
Can you say Homeless Talk?
I started selling Homeless Talk newspaper in 1999. In the earlier years, the sales were much better than now. Selling the newspaper helped me put my children through school. Since COVID-19, we have experienced less sales of the newspaper. I get to Sandton to start selling the newspaper at 6 a.m. and stay until 3 p.m. But before, I would be here until 4 p.m. because more people were buying.
I assist vendors by stocking Homeless newspaper for them, and I started in 2022. For the situation of Homeless Talk to improve, the newspaper needs sponsors and advertisers.
Unfortunately, Homeless Talk has not been able to recover from COVID-19 restrictions and lockdowns. It continues to face multiple difficulties, from a print run of 25,000 copies 6 years ago to only 5,000 now. The pandemic left many homeless, and those that already were even more destitute. Households dependent on unskilled labor income suffered the most. Work opportunities dried up, increasing poverty levels and damaging the economy. Our team went out to Denville, a suburb in Pretoria, South Africa's administrative capital. The latest census results, released by Statistics South Africa in 2023, reveal that the city is home to just over 18% of the national homeless population.
My name is Peter Mutlamani, and originally I'm from Atteridgeville Township. When I started living on the street of Denville, I was fully able. I got injured shortly after I started living on the streets. People do come and assist me with food, but it's not often. I tried to hustle for myself to get clothes. I do not receive a social grant, and I have 2 kids, but I'm not happy living under such conditions. I need help to move to a more suitable accommodation and continue with my artworks. Currently, I also need assistance to apply for disability grant and be able to have a home.
Homelessness is caused by multiple factors, ranging from poverty and migration to a poor economy. These factors often interact, and homeless people often face multiple challenges simultaneously. Through the generosity of non-profit organizations, the homeless community of Denville is guaranteed at least 1 meal daily. But in many other parts of the country, this is not available.
What we do is we work community. We do feeding people, 450 people daily. We take care of families that's in need. We assist mothers and parents when there is a crisis. We've got 2 places of safety where we take in abandoned and abused babies and children and toddlers, where we take care of them while their court cases has been finalized, and also they've got their forever after homes. My house was always full of children, and I was starting feeding these families out of my kitchen. So it just grew. It grew, you got more, and then I got involved with elderly people. My hairdresser's mother was a problem, so we started with the elderly, and it just grew again. And then we started feeding families because we heard here's a family in need, there's a family in need, and then I started the family. So yeah, with these families, we also got, we were more able to help children that was in need. So we got like families where the mother came and say, listen, I can't feed my children. So instead of abandoning their children, she can put them in place of safety with us up until they're on their feet, and we help them. I always say we're the only organization in the whole Pretoria where we help everything and everybody.
What goes on inside a family is also important. Substance abuse, domestic violence, and breakdowns in relationships can also lead to homelessness.
I grew up in total poverty. My father hit my mother, he didn't work. And I don't know what happened. I don't know if it's because I was raped on 13 that I became sick. But since then, that's who I am. I cannot change. I try. I get jobs. I don't keep them long. I fall out of the bus. So you understand what I say? So that's hardship. That's my life. All my life I've been here. And that's it. I'm from here. I was born here. I was raised here. And I ended up on the street here. It's hard when people step on you, especially. Yeah. I've got very wealthy brothers. They look down upon me. They don't look to help me.
It is heartbreaking to think about homeless mothers and children on the street. Mothers face immense challenges, but many do their best to cope and provide for their children.
My story started when I was schooling, and then I got a work depression, and then I didn't recover from that, and it caused epilepsy. So then it caused me not to be able to work and only be on the support of disability. So now, while that is still getting underway, the missing psychologist, I'm going through those treatments now, and I've been doing well. I started 2020 when I started the medication, and now it's 2023.
Non-profit organizations that help the homeless play a crucial role to those in need. Often the most neglected sector of society, Homeless Talk is an opportunity for people on the streets to tell their story in their own words. Together, we can make a positive impact in supporting Homeless Talk ensure their continued existence. Lebo Masike, BGTN, Johannesburg, South Africa.